Are you the parent who's taking charge of homeschooling? Are you also the only one who cooks, does the dishes, washes clothes, and picks up after the kids? Decades after women started working outside the home, research shows that the lady of the house is still responsible or takes the responsibility for most of the housework and the childcare. Furthermore, wives are also far more likely to manage everyone's doctor's appointments as well as the family social calendar. Ask any woman what she needs from her husband, and she'll most often say she needs him to help more around the house. But I gotta tell you, that issue is much more complex than merely sharing a list of chores. In fact, a woman's desire for her husband's help around the house barely scratches the surface of what she needs from him. And his refusal is only the tip of the iceberg of what he needs from her. Hello, I'm Dr. Debbie, and I've been helping men, women, and couples grow together for more than 25 years. Now it's your turn to learn what I learned and taught as a couples counselor and university professor. You are the wise woman, and this is your personal development podcast packed with instant encouragement and practical tips. And men can learn about women too, because this is a safe place where women are valued and men are respected. We talk about biology, socialization, behavior, emotions, communication, and connection, because men and women are different. Always have been, always will be, and that's a very good thing. Here's the bottom line. Men simply don't think like women. They're not supposed to. If they did, we wouldn't need them. We already know the female perspective on life. What we need is balance. That's what he brings, or hopes to bring. So what does it have to do with him helping out around the house? Well, when we fail to see the underlying reasons, we miss the main thing for him and for her. So here are 3 reasons men don't help around the house and what we can learn about both his and her perspectives from each of those examples. Number 1, most men don't put household perfection at the top of their list. The men I've met do like a clean house, but very few of them are obsessed with perfection. Mostly they just want to have a comfortable place where they can relax after a long day. One woman I met would get upset with her husband for sitting on the sofa and messing up the pillows. Well, he was allowed to sit there, of course, but if he got up to do something else, she expected him to stop and fluff the pillows and cushions before he left the room, even if he was just going to the kitchen for something to drink. Wow. Another woman freaked out when her husband plopped his car keys on top of her freshly polished dining room table. Well, okay, I'll give her that one, but it wasn't worth the fight that followed. Number 2, men don't understand why women insist on perfection in everything. I read a rather lengthy Instagram post not long ago from a woman who admitted to having a meltdown because she wasn't able to get everything done. Her husband had walked into the fray and shortly thereafter announced that he was going to the gym. She was really mad at him for abandoning her in what she perceived to be a crisis. I get her point. She needed him, and he left. However, his initial response would not have been helpful anyway. He probably would have told her to chill out. He would have told her she was overreacting. He would have tried to help her see how silly she was being over stuff that really didn't matter. Well, you get the picture. I think he was wiser to go to the gym. But the fact is that a man doesn't realize how much pressure a woman is under to do everything and to do it perfectly. To fail means a bucket load of shame on top of extreme fatigue and time pressure. Women can handle being tired for the most part, and we know there's never going to be enough time. But we fear shame. We fear that comparison. So we get angry instead, and then we feel ashamed. What that woman on Instagram needed in that moment was empathy, to be held, and for her husband to say, "What can I do to help?" Number 3, men don't like, they hate being treated like children. Men have mastered a lot, especially when it comes to hiding their vulnerable emotions. Unfortunately, they often try to get their wives to use a man's survival strategies, or they revert to whatever's worked for them in managing their business lives. Neither of those approaches work with a wife. But women also get stuck in how they communicate with men. They use their mom voice. Even if it's spoken more softly, it's still a mom voice. I need you to put your go. You get the idea. He's gonna rebel. I guarantee it. So what are those three things a woman really wants from her husband? She wants to know she's not alone when it comes to raising children. She wants to know that he values her and all that she does to make their house a home. And she wants to know she's more important to him than anything else in the world. So when we listen to the words we use and notice the actions that result, we can learn a lot about how we're meant to partner together. The short answer for both, the main thing she wants is to be loved, and the main thing he wants is to be respected. That's it. Thank you for listening to this episode of A Wise Woman's Guide to Men and Marriage. What did you think? Did the information raise more questions? Do you want to learn more? Head over to A Wise Woman's Guide for show notes and links to the resources mentioned in this episode at awisewomansguide.com.